Hey guys, I'm India, and today I want to talk to you about bracing and its importance. Bracing is one of those key things that we really have to focus on, and it often isn't taught well by coaches. And so today I wanted to break that down because I want you to be successful in the weight room. So, anytime we're doing any lift, whether you feel the weight is heavy or whether you feel it isn't, we always need to brace. So, every time you're picking up weight, every time you're picking something up, you should be bracing your core. I kind of want you to think of this as a Coke can. This example was used, and I feel like it was very helpful. A Coke can, when the tab is closed, has lots of pressure in the can, and you could step on it, and it won't be crushed. I want you to think of that as your core, this area, all the way around 360. Now, if you release that pressure at the top by opening that Coke can, it is easily pressed down, and you can step on it, and it will crush, right? You want to think of that again like your core. So if you're not bracing, you're that Coke can that's been opened and it is easily squishable, not strong at all, and it's not going to produce any force or any power, right? So I want you to think of your core as the generator. You are using that generator to produce as much force and power as we can through the lifts. Now, if that generator isn't working well, your extension cords, which are your limbs, aren't also going to work well, right? The extension cords are only as strong as the generator. So I want you to think of your core like that. So without a strong and braced core, you will not be successful long term, and it could cause injuries. And so that's why I wanted to talk to you about this today. So a couple things to think about when you're bracing, right? I want it to be a 360 pressure all the way around. So your core encompasses the front part, which we consider our abs, and also this back part of your back, right? So if we don't have that 360 pressure around, you won't see benefits of that, right? If we're just flexing this front part of our core, but we don't have any pressure in the back, it's still going to be a little bit flimsy. So what I want you to do, a way that you can practice this is by putting your hand on the front part of your stomach and your hand on the back part of your back, right? So when we breathe, often, if you look closely, you can see me breathe into my chest. That's usually often how we breathe, right? I want you to focus on breathing into your belly. Okay, so it's going to take some time to practice, but while I have your hands around here, I want you to focus on spreading your hands far, creating as much distance between your hands as possible by breathing into this lower part or your core. Okay, so breathing into your belly, pushing the hand out, making that belly nice, big, and fat. That's how I want you to think, short and fat in this area, right? So maybe not the best language to use, but that's what we're using today. So breathing big into your belly, creating a big stomach all the way around, creating lots of air in this abdomen. And then you're going to brace by keeping your core nice and tight. Now, oftentimes when I say brace, people think suck their belly into their back. That's not what I want you to do here, right? I want you to keep it nice and big, but create tension and engage your core. So breathing big into your belly and squeezing that core in place, creating as much tension around as we can. That is going to happen at the top of every rep. So when you are in the position that isn't directly under, you're going to be under the weight, but that isn't directly under as much tension as possible. So what I mean by that is at the top of your squat, when that weight's resting on your shoulders, you're at the top of that squat, we're breathing into the belly, squeezing that core and bracing. The way that you can tell if you're breathing right is if your chest is moving up and down a lot, you're not breathing into your belly enough. So making sure you're practicing that is going to be very beneficial, right? So at the top of that squat, when your weight is on your shoulders and you're standing up, big breath into the belly, big brace each rep. Okay. Sometimes you can get away with doing 2 reps, but I don't want you to focus on that. I want you to try to focus. It takes lots of energy, it takes lots of focus, but the only way to get better is by doing things right early on. So focus on that. Now, with the bench press, when your arms are locked out over the top, that's when you're going to reset your core. No matter where the weight is, no matter what you're picking up, if you're picking up a kettlebell off the ground, if you're picking up a dumbbell off the ground, always focusing on that bracing. The time that people get injured the most is when they're picking up and putting down weights. I know it sounds silly, but you always have to practice positional accuracy, always, regardless of if you're doing a movement or if you're picking something up. That way you can keep yourself healthy long term and protecting every part of your body. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.